All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about a piece of your virtual desktop setup that can either be your absolute best friend or your worst enemy. Yep, we're digging into the Omnissa Horizon Events database. So picture this. We've all been there, right? Users start complaining, logins are dragging, apps are crashing, and the help desk tickets are just piling up with these vague error messages. It's that classic Monday morning mystery. So the big question is, where do you even start looking for the breadcrumbs to figure out what's going on?
Well, more often than not, the answer is hiding in plain sight, right inside your system's own black box recorder, the events database.
Okay, so what is this thing, really? Simply put, it's a dedicated SQL database. And the two words you really gotta latch onto here are specialized and external. This isn't just some random log file getting dumped somewhere. No, this is a purpose-built vault specifically designed to capture pretty much every important thing that happens in your Horizon world.
But, just knowing what it is, that's only half the battle. The real meat of the story is why it's so darn important for your day-to-day. This is where it stops being just another database and becomes one of the most powerful tools in your entire toolkit.
Its value really boils down to three huge things. First, for troubleshooting, it's your ground zero. All those system alerts and weird errors, they live here. Then there's performance monitoring. You can track exactly what happened during a user's session to figure out why it was so slow. And maybe most importantly, compliance and auditing. This database creates that bulletproof record of who changed what and when. That's absolutely critical.
Now, let's talk about something that's super important from an architecture standpoint. It's not just about what the database does, but where it lives. The fact that this is a separate, standalone component, well, that's a really smart, intentional design choice. And the reason for that is dead simple. You have to protect the performance of your connection server at all costs. I mean, think about it. That server has one of the most critical jobs in the whole system, getting your users connected. You just can't let anything, and I mean anything, slow that process down, especially not a bunch of heavy logging operations. So this separation of duties is just brilliant. Think of your connection server as the busy air traffic controller at a major airport. Its one and only focus is getting those planes, your user sessions, landed safely and fast. The events database? That's the meticulous record keeper sitting in a back office, noting every single takeoff and landing. They have totally different jobs, and keeping them separate ensures they don't get in each other's way.
Okay, so we've covered what it is and why it's separate. Now let's get down to brass tacks. For all you system admins and DBAs out there, this is the stuff you absolutely, positively have to keep an eye on.
You see this quote right here from the official docs? When they say strongly recommended, what you should hear is, do this or you're gonna have a bad time. Why? Because if you put this database on a server that's also doing other things, you're just setting up a fight for resources. CPU, memory, disk speed, they all start competing. And in the end, everything slows down.
And that brings me to what is, without a doubt, the single biggest danger with the events database. It can grow and grow and grow. This is that silent killer that can creep up on you and just cripple your entire system if you're not paying attention.
And here are your two main culprits, the event historical and event data historical tables. Now here's the kicker. Horizon itself doesn't put any limits on how big these can get. None. That means managing their size, pruning old data, archiving, that responsibility is 100% on you. It is not an automated process. So what's your game plan? It's pretty straightforward, just 3 steps. First, isolate it. Put it on its own dedicated SQL server, just like we talked about. Second, monitor it. You have to keep a close watch on the size of those 2 tables we just mentioned. And third, you have to manage it. Be proactive. Have a real plan for how you're going to handle that old data. Look, if you only take one single thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. The Omnissa Horizon Events database is absolutely not a set it and forget it kind of thing. It needs constant care and attention, which really just leaves us with one final thought. I want you to ask yourself, right now, in your own environment, what is your events database? Is it a ticking time bomb of unchecked data growth, just an overlooked risk waiting to cause a problem? Or have you turned it into what it's meant to be, your single most powerful diagnostic tool? The choice and the responsibility is all yours.